But let's take ourselves back to history, the Limuru Conference and the aftermath. When Jaramogi Oginga Odinga was treated very much in the same way. He was not assigned duties, and the then president, the late Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, acted in a manner that demonstrated that obviously Jaramogi Oginga Odinga was not a vice president in execution of his duties as a vice president. And it got to a point where Jaramogi resigned. Why didn't His Excellency William Ruto resign?
I think that's a very good point.
Yeah, he would have resigned.
I think that's a very good point.
But it is also not true, Ahmednasir, senior counsel, that Raila Odinga at any point sat in as a deputy president.
We are not talking of the physical sitting in. We are talking of the de facto sitting in. But I think he gave the example of the Limuru conference and the late Oginga Odinga resigning. I think history has taught us that I think the step he took when he resigned in anger, although people call it in principle, was a wrong. If you look at the trajectory of his history. And I think probably the Deputy Prime Minister has learned from that history and said the best option, even when you are humiliated the way the late Oginga Odinga was humiliated, is to stay put and refuse to leave the scene.
So the question is this, are we then allowing sort of like bad manners in terms of how we would not allow democracy, if you like, things to work the way it's scheduled and it's acceptable in law? So in this sense, and we have running mates in this sort of new election, what stops whoever getting elected from doing the exact same thing that has happened to this deputy president in the last 5 years? What stops that from happening again?
I think the constitutional principles, I think Article 10 sets out principles of governance. And I think those principles of governance include good faith, that every leader who is elected will act uberima fides, but essentially that every leader will execute the public duty of his office with honor and in principle. Remember, all political parties ascribe to the epithets set out and that define them under Article 91. They are representative, and so we believe that every political leader elected into office will exercise the functions of his office in the manner prescribed by the Constitution.
But what happens when they don't?
And
my learned friend, I mean, Prof, you are not answering the question, eh?
I am. I'm just saying that it's expected that every day we do the right thing, and I don't expect that, and even in this case, I don't think that any person told the deputy president not to work.
No, Prof is not answering the question, and I think the answer to the question is that President Uhuru has set a very dangerous precedent, where he has literally thrown the constitution to the dogs. I mean, he has a deputy, which they were elected together. They were on the same ticket. They got the same votes. But one is in power. I mean, exercising powers that, I don't know whether they exist or not. But he exercised powers and, literally locked his deputy in a room and continued to run the government as if his deputy does not exist. And there's nothing, of course, I think the honor of the person who is in office really matters a lot. But there's nothing, there's nothing that stops a president from completely ignoring his deputy, like it has happened. Although it's very unusual, and probably it will not happen. But a president can do that if he wants. I mean, he brings, the opposition the way.
On practical terms. On practical terms.
James, I'm a student of law, and what Article 3.2 tells me is that a government run in any manner other than set under the Constitution is unconstitutional. So that what Article 132 then says, and 137, is that government shall be run by the president as the CEO, and he shall run his affairs through cabinet, including the deputy president.
What happens when that doesn't happen, Prof?
So now we are seeing a lot now. Of course, then you say there have been violations of the Constitution. You can say that. But you see, a lot of the factual questions are revealed as happening today. His Excellency, William Ruto, is saying tonight in his unveiling that there are certain things that were done to him. Why didn't he speak to the detail Because why didn't he go to court? And
No, but in all fairness, he doesn't. We are witnesses to you are a witness to what happened the last 4 years. I am a witness. He is a witness. We all know that the situation where the deputy.
Why did he go to court?
And do what in court?
Seek declarations.
Senior counsel.
That is violation.